Ever felt like your partner only thinks about their own benefit with little regard for you? They act without considering if their choices are good for the relationship, and their ears seem closed to your concerns. When they talk about their day, it's a saga. But when it's your turn, they dismiss your problems, saying, "That's nothing. Mine is serious." This lack of empathy, this self-centeredness, it's a sign of toxicity. If you've experienced this, you may be in a toxic relationship. Is your partner always blaming others, never admitting their own mistakes? In the world of toxic relationships, playing the victim is a common tactic. It's a way for them to dodge responsibility and manipulate situations to their advantage. They point fingers, pass blame, and rarely, if ever, own up to their errors. This behavior often stems from a deep-seated fear of being seen as flawed or less than perfect. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's a red flag if your partner never admits theirs. Does your partner always see the negative side of things, criticizing every situation? A toxic relationship often involves a partner who is perpetually pessimistic, always expecting the worst. This negative attitude can be draining and often leads to a cycle of criticism. Let's say you have a meeting at work, and instead of being supportive, your partner predicts doom and gloom, saying things like, "I'm sure the meeting is going to go badly. If anyone gets fired, it's me." This constant pessimism doesn't just breed negativity, but it also undermines your confidence and happiness. In a healthy relationship, partners should inspire and uplift each other. They should be each other's cheerleaders, not critics. Remember, a healthy relationship should inspire optimism, not constant criticism. Does your partner get angry when others succeed, always comparing themselves unfavorably? This is a classic sign of the envious grudge holder, a toxic trait that can erode the foundation of a relationship. Picture this. A friend shares news of a promotion, but instead of sharing in their joy, your partner grumbles, "Why do they always get the good breaks?" They constantly compare their life to others, always finding it lacking. And it's never their fault. When someone else achieves something, they downplay it, maybe even resorting to derogatory comments like, "Even a fool gets lucky sometimes." In a healthy relationship, your partner should be your cheerleader, celebrating your successes and those of others. A healthy relationship should be a place of support, not comparison and envy. Does your partner always need to be right, arguing constantly over every little thing? It's not uncommon to engage in occasional disagreements in relationships. However, when these debates turn into incessant arguments where one person insists on having the last word, it becomes a clear sign of toxicity. Picture this. You're discussing plans for the weekend, and your partner not only dismisses your suggestions but also insists that their plans are the only viable options. They exert power over your decisions, creating feelings of guilt if you dare to disagree. This constant need to control, to always be right, is not only exhausting but also unhealthy. Remember, a healthy relationship should be a place of mutual respect, not constant arguments. Does your partner constantly remind you of your past mistakes, demanding too much from you? This behavior is a clear sign of a toxic relationship. Imagine a scenario where your partner is never satisfied, always expecting more than you can give. Perhaps they bring up a past mistake during a disagreement, using it as a weapon to gain the upper hand. Or maybe they set unrealistic expectations, then berate you when you inevitably fall short. This constant cycle of accusation and demand chips away at your confidence and self-esteem, leaving you feeling worthless and inadequate. Remember, in a healthy relationship, past mistakes should be forgiven, not constantly brought up. Does your partner try to control your time, getting upset when you spend time with others? This is a classic sign of a possessive controller, a toxic trait that can suffocate any relationship. They may monitor your social media activity, scrutinize your spending, or even dictate who you can or cannot be friends with. They might become agitated when you interact with others, especially those of the opposite sex. This overbearing jealousy and control can isolate you, creating an unhealthy emotional dependency. This isn't about love or care, it's about power and control. Remember, a healthy relationship should respect your individuality and independence. Your partner should encourage your personal growth, not inhibit it. Does your partner disrespect you, belittling your achievements and criticizing your actions? This is a red flag indicative of a toxic relationship. A disrespectful critic devalues your accomplishments, making light of your hard work. You might have just landed a big promotion or completed a personal project, but instead of celebrating with you, they'll find a way to downplay your success. They might even criticize you in public or private, making fun of your personality, your style, or your actions. You may find yourself constantly making excuses for their behavior, saying things like, "They're just having a bad day." Remember, a healthy relationship should be a place of mutual respect and appreciation. Does your partner overreact to minor things, making you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells? This is a clear sign of a toxic relationship. Maybe they get irate over trivial matters or seem overly sensitive and easily upset. Perhaps a casual comment sends them spiraling into a fit of anger or sulking. This behavior creates a tense environment where you're always anxious about sparking another outburst. In a healthy relationship, you should feel comfortable expressing yourself, not constantly worried about your partner's reactions. Does your partner compare you to their previous relationships, using sex as a means of control? A hallmark of toxic sexual relationships is the use of intimacy as a weapon or bargaining chip. For instance, your partner might withhold affection as a form of punishment or pressure you into situations you're not comfortable with. They may also belittle your sexual experiences or make you feel inadequate. In a healthy relationship, sex should be a mutual expression of love, not a tool for manipulation. So how many of these signs of a toxic relationship have you identified? From selfishness, playing the victim, persistent pessimism, envy, argumentative behavior, excessive demands, possessiveness, disrespect, overreaction, to toxic sexual relationships, these are the 10 keys that can help you identify a toxic relationship. Each of these signs on its own may not be definitive, but a combination can be a clear warning. Remember, recognizing a toxic relationship is the first step towards healthier relationships.